Hi, I'm James Bay, and you're here with NME.com. I can't get my head around that. That's Brixton, you know. That's like, that's a big deal. I was there when I was sort of 16, 17, seeing some of my first sort of bigger scale gigs like that. The Black Keys, I remember seeing there. I'm trying to think who else, but one night was definitely mind blowing. One night was like, oh my god, I've sold out a night at Brixton. And then, you know, as my managers and agents and everyone were coming at me going, we're thinking 2, we're thinking 3. I'm just literally going, chill out. Like, that's not going to happen. And then they had the faith, and it did. Yeah. I went to see the Black Crows there when I was I think I was 15 or 16. And they were, you know, they're kind of at the other end of their career at that point, and they were amazing. I opened up. I opened up for Codaline there, and that was a good show. You know, they got a great audience. I'm trying to think. There'll be others. The Black Crows thing was a standout moment, I have to say. That was insane. Black Keys was brilliant. I did love that. I think they were doing the transition. From what I remember, they were doing the transition into albums like you know, like Brothers, and when there was suddenly keyboards and there was like a bass guitar, and the band was developing and getting bigger. So they did a set, and he had this. I will always remember the way that Dan Auerbach laid his amps out in this incredible. He had like 3 or 4 amps, a really tall one, and they sort of went like dominoes but went smaller, and he had them displayed really interesting behind him, and you look at it as a guitar geek like, oh, I wonder that's how they're miking it up, like a bass getting like some really cool weird sound just because of the way they're standing on the stage. It also just looked good. But and then the second half of the show they brought a keyboard player on, and they brought a bass player on, and suddenly we're introducing this new sound. That was about 2008, so they were really introducing that bigger sort of sound of theirs. So that was a brilliant show. I'll never forget that one. You know, one thing I think about, and this is probably like the sort of more the poppy kind of Michael Jackson, Prince kind of fan in me, that thinks about just the presentation, like visually, and it's all about the music. But you know, when you get to a certain size of shows, I guess you have to think about what people are looking at as well. I do personally, at least, you know, and I like it to be a sort of more of a spectacle in that sense. So. I have no specific details that I can give you yet. You know, I'm definitely just sort of brainstorming a lot of things, but I'm thinking about, you know, making an entrance in much more of a way than I have before, just sort of walking onto the stage. So I'm thinking about all of that stuff, and I'm thinking about sort of dynamically, you know, whether I go bigger sound-wise and I get more people involved, other members in the band, or you know, more vocals or whatever. So I'm having all these ideas based on the way that I've brought the record sort of live to the stage so far, and how much I want to further that. So I'm having ideas, yeah, I'm having loads of ideas.